Testing, 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 testing. All right, I think we're good. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. All right. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keys back with another stock market weekly analysis video. Today is November 16th, 2025. We're going to be doing our analysis for the week of November 17th through the 21st. All right. Yeah. First thing first, I want to just let y'all know, hey, at the begin or at the end of the last week, it kind of was some strings, no strings. I had a couple of life events going on, so I had to not stream the last 2 days of the week, but it's fine. We're right back to regular schedule of programs. So yeah, let's go get into it, man. Let's get into it. I gotta do the actual analysis. Like live. Well, we kind of do it live anyway, but kind of do it live this stream, so it's probably gonna take a little while. So we need to go ahead and get started. All right. First thing first, let's go over the economic calendar for this week. This is what we got going on. All right, zoom that out a little bit. For this week, as y'all know, like I said, I use investing.com for my economic calendar. I put the charts on 3-Star News. I put the calendar on 3-Star News. So if y'all wonder, hey, where's certain days if we don't got Monday, Tuesday? That's because we don't have 3-Star News on them days. Okay? Now, going into this week, the first major day or major news we got is on Wednesday, November 19th at 9:30. We got crude oil at 9:30. Like I tell y'all all the time, crude oil is really a hit and miss. Sometimes it affects the market crazy. Sometimes it only affects the oil. Okay, it only affects crude oil. At 1 o'clock though, we do have FOMC meetings. That is important. That is a huge, nice thing to help catapult the market either up or down. This is very important. FOMC meeting, especially after the government shutdown, basically being over. So this is very important. I'll definitely be looking forward to that 1 p.m. meeting. Okay. Going over to Thursday, November 20th, we have Fed manufacturing index at 730. That's definitely a nice market mover. That is before the market opens, so more than likely we will not be in no trade. But we will see the after effects once the market actually opens. You might have to get a market about 30 minutes or so to let it show how this news impacted it. Okay. Then at 9 a.m. we have existing home sales coming out. Like we said, that's another nice market mover. Usually when it comes to existing home sales, it's like a quick spike. It's usually nothing that's like kind of like say if it be bad and it goes down, it don't usually keep going in that direction. It's like it might just be a quick spike down and then come right back to wherever direction it was going. So it is heavy news, but usually, as I seen, it usually don't be too bad when it comes to the market. Then last day we got Friday, November 21st at 8:45. We have PMI. Y'all know what I tell y'all with PMI. That is one of the main market movers, man. So be on the lookout at 8:45 Friday. PMI coming out, okay? Now, this is our economic news for this week. Like we said, we got Wednesday, pretty much at 1 p.m. Thursday, all in the morning. Friday, all in the morning. But Friday, y'all know, is the end of the week, so the market will correct itself. So Friday, expect a lot of volatility. All right. Now let's go over the earnings for this week. Let's go over the earnings. And I've been telling y'all, hey, we're gonna get back into the stocks. We're gonna get back into stocks. This is the week. We are getting back into stocks. That's also what I should have told you at the beginning of the screen. I'm thinking about doing some days stocks, some days futures, some days stocks, some days futures. Um, just so I can still incorporate options, because I know I got some people that may not trade futures, and they trade options. So I want to kind of show some love to the option traders too. Okay, because I trade both. Like I said, I trade both. So I might do like 2 days out the week be for options. Okay. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Or we might just all our option plays. We might have to just start telling the plays we want at nighttime, so that next day you can get in, if you want or not. But for this week, earnings for this week, we have. Let me see. Monday. Who do I see this? Monday, honestly, I don't see nothing that I personally recognize. Monday, really nothing too crazy. Tuesday, we got Home Depot before the opening. We have Klarna. I definitely want to see what Klarna gonna look like. Klarna before the opening. What is that? Give me 1 second. I'm about to pull it up on my phone to see exactly what that is. Cause I'm about to say Amex, but I'm not sure that's what it is. I can't really see good. But Klarna is definitely one I'll be looking to see. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up now. No, Amer Sports. Yeah, I never heard of that. Yeah, really, pretty much Klarna, that main one I want to look at on Tuesday. Probably maybe Home Depot also. After the close, we got Dolby. That should be a decent one. We have pretty much that's it. I'm not familiar with nothing else. A Lazy Boy. Got Lazy Boy down here. Maybe that's decent. I'm not too sure. I think Dolby for sure I like to look at. Now, coming in Wednesday, now this is when we starting to get some nice names, more retail names. We got Target before the open. Definitely would like to look at that. Wix before the open. Definitely like that. TJ Maxx before the open. Lowe's before the open. Not sure what bullish is, but might look at it. I'm not sure what that is. And yeah, these first four is the main ones I'll be checking out. Really, the first three. That retail definitely be fun to trade, especially with the smaller accounts. These will be the ones you would like to look at. Now, after the close, we have Big Dog NVIDIA. NVIDIA is coming out after the close. Y'all know that's one of the main market movers. Okay, so NVIDIA definitely be one to look at. Other than that, the rest of them on Wednesday, I don't really care about too much or even know them. Now, Thursday, we got Walmart. Walmart is also a fun one to trade, especially with a decent size account. Shoe Carnival. Definitely like Shoe Carnival. Yeah, I think that's it before the open. Now, after the open, we got Webull. Webull definitely would like to look at them. Gap, Intuit. I think UGI. I'm not sure. Then we got Ross. Okay. Oh, and Copart. I might look at Copart. I just recently started hearing about them. Might look at Copart also. Now Friday we got. Honestly, Friday I don't really. Friday really ain't nothing crazy. Okay. So those are all the earnings we got. Now let's finally get into these charts. I'm gonna just pull this earnings sheet over to the side because we might go over some of them charts. May or may not. We're gonna see. All right, first thing first. Let's go jump over to SPY. SPY. As y'all can see, I was looking at Meta the other day. All right, I'm gonna remove everything for right now. We're just gonna clean these charts up. All right, going on SPY. Let me first off go to the weekly. We ain't gonna go to monthly yet because we still got a lot of time. Weekly. Looking at SPY weekly, pretty much we see, hey, the market is making lows. It's making a low. We gotta see a green candle for us to say, okay, now the market's trying to reverse to go up. But right now we got what? Higher high, lower low, higher high. Potentially we can make our first higher low. We gotta flip green and not take this low out right here at 652.84. So we gotta flip green. Okay. We don't know when it might flip green. We just gotta wait until that first weekly green. Once that first weekly green comes, I'm telling you, if you want to be staying with the bullish sentiment, whatever the lowest point on these red weekly candles, set your stop there. Aim for them highs. We just gotta wait on that first green weekly. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it with SPY. Let's go down to the daily. But looking at the weekly, we still red candle, still looking for lows. Not until we got that first green. So still technically looking for lows. So it's still pretty bearish right now for the moment on the weekly. Now, going to the daily. Overall, of course, it's bullish, but right now, going to the daily, what do we see? We got this lower low, higher high. Then we made a low. Then we made a high. But the low we made wasn't a lower low because we didn't beat this low out. So technically it's just a low. It's not a higher low or a lower low until either we take the high or until we take this low. The second high we made, technically, if you look at the overall scheme, it's not a higher high because it got to come take this high out. And it's not a lower high unless we take this low out. So really, we're pretty much in a consolidating range right now. This pretty much is a consolidating range. We could see the market continue just staying consolidating, like making candles within. So this can be the bottom, this can be the low, this can be the high. We might see another low that's higher than this low. Then we might see a high that's lower than that high and just consolidate. So be on the lookout. We really want to see the range get broken out of. So that's what we're kind of aiming for, and whichever direction it goes. You should be trading that direction. Me personally, I want to trade to the bull side though, just because overall structure is still bullish. But yeah. So let's mark out our levels and get this chart charted up. So first thing first, we know what this high needs to get taken to keep the uptrend. So it need to be a higher high. This was the previous high. It got to go higher than it to keep the uptrend. Now our last low was down here. And my bad, I meant to tell y'all the high. The high is actually, hold up. Let me fix this chart. Y'all can't even see it. My bad. I thought y'all can see them numbers. There you go. The high is at 689.70. The low, so this is the target. This is what we looking for. This is our target for the uptrend to keep the uptrend going to make a higher high. It needs to come take 689.70 right here. Now, the low that we should not beat or can't be level to keep the uptrend going is the low of this red candle, which is 652.84. So we need our trade to go bullish within this range. We want to take any bull opportunities within this range, okay? That's what we're looking for. Now let's mark our daily gaps out. Now, this was one thing, as y'all seen when I deleted them charts, we got a ton of gaps, a whole bunch of gaps out here, okay? And whenever you see a lot of gaps like that, a lot of times that's an indicator of consolidation is going to happen or is happening. And that's what, like I said, I already identified where it's consolidating mostly. Me personally, what I like to do when I see a lot of them gaps overlapping, I just take the outermost gaps and use those to work with. And when I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by that. So like here, okay, we got daily gap here. We're gonna mark that out, that fair value gap. Mark that out. All right. Of course, I see a regular gap inside of here. You see that? I see a regular gap inside here. I'm not marking that one just because this is further. This is lower. See that? This is lower and higher than that gap right there. So within the body of that gap is within inside this gap. I'm not really going to mark. Okay. Um. Now let's mark out our other gaps. We got this regular gap up here, up top. Can mark that out. We have this gap here in the middle. Okay. And then, of course, I see this gap here, this fair value gap here. But like I said, it's overlapping. We could put a line here if we want to, but I'm not gonna put a line here. I'm just gonna keep these three because you want to keep your charts as clean as possible. Want to keep your charts as clean as possible. So I'm gonna just use these three. The main ones that we're looking for, like I told y'all, we want to break out this range. So I'm gonna just mark this range so y'all can see. So this high of this candle and the low of this candle, we want to break out of here. You see that? Well, what if we looking at these gaps? What gaps will be the main gaps to show us, hey, we're going to break out? Well, if we close above here, retest, we breaking out this top. We close below here, retest, we can break out the bottom. So these are the two key gaps we're looking to take our trades off of. This middle gap, this is the gap that's gonna keep us consolidating, honestly. These two gaps are the main A plus areas. These are the main areas we wanna see them trades come from. Let me show you. So when we finally get up here, this will be the areas we'll be looking to take the longs. And if we get down here, this is where we get them A plus shorts up. This is where we get them A plus shorts. Like I said, this middle gap here, this is gonna allow us to keep consolidating, ping ponging between the two. This can slow the market down. So whenever it's in between here, honestly, you could just take break and retest, but we can see it slow it down because it can break, retest, come up here and then fail, come back down here, retest, fail down here, come back up. It can just ping pong between the two, even with the break and retest. They still good trades, but this is when we finally gonna break out the ranges. We come break and retest these two gaps. So that'll be the A plus trades. All right. So like we said, me personally, I like the overall structure is bullish. I would like to be in the longs. So I'm looking for all long opportunities. Currently, right now, the last day we had was what? A green candle. Friday the 14th was a green candle. Green candle telling us what? Hey, market is done looking for lows. It's starting to look for highs. Okay. Well, since we know it's looking for highs, either this can be leading us to a higher high, or it can lead us to a lower high, but we have to have what? A red candle and take out these lows. Okay? Take out these lows. But as of right now, we're thinking, hey, the market is looking to make highs. Okay? It did reject this fair value gap right here. It came inside, even went to the other side and pushed it right back out. So it did reject this fair value gap. We could possibly see it come down here to retest this gap here at 669.21 and then possibly come back up. But I am expecting that Monday candle to retest these highs of this candle, at least come inside this wick of this candle. Yeah, and if we can close above it, we can close above the high of this previous Friday candle, then that'll be a continuation. We'll look for the longs to come up to this gap here at 678.47. Okay. But like we said, this me personally, this just look like a consolidation range. Like I can literally see us. I can see us. We made this low, made this high. I can see us making this low, and then make a lower high somewhere, probably possibly like here or possibly here, and then we just can keep. I can see us possibly keep ranging. So be careful on that. Honestly, when if it's just ranging like that, when it just like how it's doing now, it came all the way down to this low. Soon you get that first green, take the green, take it back up close to that range again. Till you get your first red. When it can turn red, take it back down. Don't trade in the middle. I'm gonna tell you that now. Don't trade in the middle at all. Um, when it's inside this range right here between 678 and 690, those are not the best. I mean, unless you scalping, I can say that if you're gonna scalp, that's fine. But if you're looking to try to hold them trades and or go heavy size, it's not best to trade in the middle. You want to trade it when it comes closest to these edges. All right. But like we said, we look for longs. We want to see if it can break out the 684.96 or the 661.21. A close between either one of these levels should lead us to our can't be level or lead us to the target. So that's what we're looking for. I'm gonna set alerts there too. So we're gonna mark that high alert. I just want to alert when it crossing it, cause I'm gonna check it and see if it closes above. I just want to know whenever it crosses. If it's crossing down. All right. So that's what we look for on SPY. QQQ probably gonna be the same situation. Let's see. Looking at the weekly on QQQ. Let's remove everything. Same thing with QQQ. We got a red candle. It's telling us market is looking for a low. It did sweep previous week low. I do like that. It swept the previous week low, failed to close below it. This means, hey, we might get some pullback. That don't necessarily mean we're gonna get a green candle, but it indicate initial setup for a pullback, some type of pullback. Now, on QQQ, we got higher high, higher low, higher high. So we got actual higher low instead of lower low like how SPY got. We got higher low. So this already still full uptrend right now. Literally, I was looking for 1 week to be green so it can keep the uptrend going. So yeah, pretty much what we look for it. Or unless it just somehow come down, make this lower low to start counteracting and get rid of the uptrend. Looking at the daily for QQQ. Target, of course, is high at 637.01. That's our target because it's overall it's bullish. Can't be level. Of course, it's this low. Down here it's 589.05. So we want our trade to happen within here, and we want it to be a bullish trade. Okay, so we're looking for bull opportunities within this range. Let's mark out fair value gaps and regular gaps. We got a gap here. I'll mark this one out. I'll mark this one out. Got a gap there. We got a gap here. This is more. Oh, we actually got a gap here too. Man, I'm telling you, so many gaps. A consolidation. So many gaps. I'm not gonna mark this one out. I ain't gonna mark that one. I'm gonna just mark this one. Let's mark the highest one. This one. Oh, mark that one out. And then, do we want to mark this out? I think mark this one out. We do got this big gap. We might well mark that out. As long as they ain't overlapping, we don't just gonna mark them out. It is a lot of gaps, but they are important if we're in trade. This one dang near overlap. Yeah, I ain't gonna mark this one because if it break and try to do it, can't break and retest this one. So I'm not gonna mark this one. We focus on that one up there. We could mark this one. All right. So these are the gaps we're gonna mark. Reason why I marked it like this, y'all, because I was looking for gaps that, hey, we can see the break and retest of them. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If it come up here, we can see the break retest of this one. We can see a break and retest of this one. It's enough space. See a break and retest up. See a break and retest of this one. We can see a break and retest of this one, and then we can see a break and retest of that one. Reason why I did that instead of when y'all see me just delete, which one I had deleted? Which one would I just deleted? Hey, it was one of them I just deleted. Let me see. I gotta see because it was overlapping each other. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Reason why I deleted that one was because if we mark this one out, it's no space for that break and retest. So it's gonna pretty much just go ahead and go inside this next one if it's coming up. So there's no sense of marking that one out. It's just confusing. See this, like if I mark that out, it's more likely to just go into that next. It ain't no room for the break and retest. It's just gonna go into that next one. Or if it coming down, it ain't no room for that break. If it was coming out this one, if it break and retest this, you see what I'm saying? It's already inside this daily fair value gap. So ain't no sense of marking that. All right. Now the main gaps that we're looking for though, for us to add them A plus trades, of course, y'all see this, is if we break below here, retest, we can take them lows out. Or if we break and retest. Honestly, it's more, yes, it's this top one. This top one is, of course, a nice break and retest one. But it might be, oh my goodness, what is that doing? It might be this one, actually. This might be the key one. Because we haven't got a break out of this one yet with the proper retest. We had a break at the beginning and the retest failed, but we haven't had another break and retest of that one. So this might be that key level, key gap. All right. But that's what we looking for. Either them two directions. Same thing like with SPY. We can see the consolidation, but one thing on SPY, we did make a lower low. We did make a lower low on QQQ. So technically QQQ is in the downtrend because we got high, low, high, lower, low. See that? Made that lower low. So I am expecting some possible reversal for the consolidation to keep happening. So I can see a possible higher high coming for that reversal. I mean for that consolidation to go. Like we said, same thing with SPY though. We did get that green counter. Green telling us market's trying to move up. It could stop at any of these gaps. Okay. Like we said, what I would like to trade, if I gotta trade in the consolidation, when it get close to this edge right here, we get our first red and can't go close above, I'll take a short to come back down. We get our first green and can't close below here, take a long back up. That's what I say. So just trade the extremes. When it's in the middle, if you ain't scalping or using light position, leave it alone. Okay. So honestly, me personally, I say tomorrow might be, hey, get a trade Wednesday. No, tomorrow Monday. Tomorrow might be get a trade day. Tuesday, probably can't trade it unless it somehow squeeze all the way to the other side. Wednesday might be that next day you can get another trade. Now, if it break out Thursday, yeah, you can trade. Like if Wednesday break out, Thursday we can trade. If it don't break out on Wednesday and we stay under here, you probably gotta leave Thursday alone, or you're gonna be getting some shorts for Thursday. Okay. It just depends on how the market move though, because it can come to the bottom first and then go up. But I'm just saying it's probably like every other day you're gonna have to get in the trade. If we sit here and consolidate. All right. Now let's go over to ES. ES. Here we go. Looking at the weekly. course, same thing like we said. It been making red candles. It's been making lows. It could be trying to set up for higher low. Cause like we said, we got lower low, higher high. We gotta flip green, and then we gotta come take this high to make it a higher low for the uptrend to be confirmed. Right now, we're not in a true trend because we got lower low with a higher high. That's not a true trend just yet. Yes, overall we're in an uptrend, but right here, this last little bit, we're not in a true trend. Okay, so we really, if you're looking to be bullish, you're just waiting on the first weekly green candle, and then you should go long, set your stop loss at the lowest point of these red, and yeah, daily. Here we go. This is where we mark up, target. Of course, these highs. Turn is green. So 6953.75. Low can't be level 6540.25. Okay. Turn that red. So we know what our trade must be within this range. Down here. I'm not gonna mark that one up though. But we got another one all the way down there. Okay. Actually, I ain't gonna mark it because that might be that one gap warrior reverse. Let's go and mark that up too. Because we'll be a little upset when we see, dang, why it ain't going straight to target, and it be that one gap that held us back. Alright, at the top, of course, mark the highest one. Got that gap marked. And I think that's it. Yes, we got this for red gap, but I told you I'm not going to mark them when they overlap each other like that. So I think this is all we need. Alright. What do we see for the most recent situation? We got what? Low, high, low. So we're trying to see if we can establish either uptrend or downtrend right now. Because right here was a downtrend, but then once we made this higher high, we broke them highs right there. It broke that downtrend. Now we're trying to see, is this going to switch to uptrend or is it just going to go back to the downtrend? Got to see our first daily green. First daily green, we should be trying to see if it can come take this high. Right here to keep the up, to make an uptrend. All right. Pretty much, like we said, is that range. Just like with SPY, we got this range. Want to see it break out of these ranges. Because right now, this can be consolidation. This can be straight consolidation till we break out either direction. All right. It really ain't that much. All the rest of these charts pretty much gonna be the same when it comes to NQES and QQQ. So we'll delete that. So I'm just gonna mark it up the same. We ain't even gotta go over NQ because it's gonna be the exact same situation. So I'm just gonna mark it up real quick, and then we're gonna jump over to YM. And I had some nice trades on YM. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. I had some nice trades on YM. Come on, I'm trying to flip it red. Mark out the gaps. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth, y'all, but if I hold down like hold the click too long and move the mouse, it'll just release out of nowhere. I don't know what that is and why it does it, but it'll just release out of nowhere. So see that? See how I was trying to hold it? If I hold it too hard or too long, it just release out of nowhere and just grab later. Honestly, I could mark this one. I think I want to mark that one instead. Yeah, I think I want to mark that one instead. Come on, man. This one don't overlap. Let's see. It ain't that much space, but it don't overlap though. I'm gonna go and keep that one marked. Just cause it don't overlap. It is very little space, but it don't overlap. Well, no, I ain't gonna mark. We ain't gonna mark it. We gonna keep it spaced out as possible. All right, and then mark out this range with the white. White. The same thing like with QQ, it made that lower low. So technically, this is still in the downtrend. But ES and SPY is in undecisive. But this one is technically a downtrend. That's why I said I kind of expect this gonna make a higher high to kill this downtrend. But we never sure. Or it might make a high low, higher high. But I'm gonna be honest. I think Monday gonna be a green candle. That's what I think personally, y'all. All right, now let's get to this YM. YM. Weekly. YM. Looking at YM, what we did. We just made a higher high last week. So we just made our higher high last week. So we solidified this low right here. Market should not come below this low. For the uptrend to stay intact. So that make it a little easy for us. We can mark that out. So this low right here at 46,574. Market should not go below there. That's our can be level. Target level is this high up here at 48,528. So pretty much what we look for, long opportunities in between this range. I ain't gonna lie, YM looking like the easier trade than NQ and them. So we might be messing with YM more this week, y'all. Really, all we need for YM is a green candle to pop up so we can start taking the long. Alright. Do I see another gap? It should be a gap somewhere here. Oh yeah, it is one. I was like, it should be a gap here for it to bounce off of. Cause it kind of make you don't want to trade if it don't bounce off of a gap. Yeah, I don't even see a gap over here. Like right here, I would want to see a gap. I would want to see a gap for it to be bouncing off of, flip green, then go long. But I literally don't see a gap nowhere right here. Ah, that sucks. That sucks. So technically you would want it to come down here then. And then go green. Or you want to see a daily green candle close inside this gap at least. One of them two. Because if it just flip green, I mean, yeah, you could take a loan, but it's risky because it's not bouncing off nothing. That's the thing. It's not bouncing off nothing. So you would just be basically just trading off of market structure since it's making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You won't be bouncing off of fair value gaps or nothing. That's the only thing, man. That kind of sucks, but it's fine. Yeah, we just getting something light if we see Monday close green. That Tuesday trade, we just getting something light. Instead of like a regular YM or instead of like 2 or 3 minis, we just probably getting one. I mean micros, we probably just getting one. But we pretty much look for our first green candle, man. That's all we look for. First green candle, we ready to go back long. Yeah, because we don't want to see it come below this low. It come below that low, it broke the weekly trend, and it broke this daily trend. So it come below there. Pretty much leave it alone, or look for redo your analysis. All right, pretty simple on YM. Gold. Moody's drawings. Gold. Look at this weekly. Gold weekly is green, so it's telling us it's looking for highs. It's looking for highs. I told y'all this not last week, the week before. I said when we got this first green, I said honestly, y'all, we might see gold come right back to these highs up here. And we kind of did it. We ain't always done yet because it ain't turning red. So I could still see us pushing right back up with gold. I mean, unless it's ready to do a reversal and start switching to a downtrend, we might get a red week. If we can come take these lows out, game over. Should be shooting straight down. But I don't know. I don't know if it's ready to reverse yet. We just gotta see how this week go. But I'm personally on gold is just going long, staying with the longs. They gotta prove to me that they want to be switched first. So daily, daily. Of course, can't beat level. Well, actually, let's look at that weekly first. Weekly can't be level is here, so we're gonna base it off that weekly can't be level. 3901.3. That's that weekly can't be level. So we're gonna use that weekly can't be level for our daily. Only reason being is because if it break that low, that weekly is bearish. Okay. Well, technically, yeah, the weekly it technically won't be bearish unless we get a red candle, cause we gotta have a red and take the low. Cause if it just wick down and still close green, that technically won't be a downtrend. So really probably should just mark it right here at this last solidify. Yeah, let's mark it down there at our true solidified level. So we're gonna mark it down here at the last true solidified level. Just because, like I said, because it can wick below it, as long as it end up flipping back green, it won't be a downtrend on that weekly. So 3842.8 is our can't be low. Target, of course, is as high as all the way up here at 43.98. Okay. Now we look for our long opportunities in between here. We got multiple fair value gaps, but we're gonna mostly use them outermost ones, so it will be not stuck in ranges. All right. I think these are two main ones we're looking for. But we're gonna mark out middle ones too. Mark this one out. I think these are the only ones we're gonna mark out. Yeah, those are the only ones we're gonna mark out. Okay. All right. Gold pretty much. I told y'all I'm looking for all long opportunities. We failed this retest right here, so now we need a breakout, retest, and go higher. That's what I'm looking for. Gold, honestly. Breakout here, retest, go higher. That's what I'm looking for along there. Or if we break this high, say we just squeeze up and I couldn't even get in. Break up here, we close up here. I want to see the break of this high first, then possibly retest to go higher. Okay, but I'm looking for them long opportunities. We did make a lower low. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. So I can say, yeah, we made a lower low. But like I said, we can close back above this gap, get that retest. So it should be a red counter. Retest, and then it flip back green, go higher. I mean, take a long. So biggest thing is once we close green here, like I said, I do think Monday we're gonna close green. I mean, if we don't, it's fine, but I think we're gonna close out here. Whenever we get our first close out above this gap, if we get a red candle, it gotta not close back inside. Could close back inside, more than likely it's taking this low, and that downtrend is still gonna keep going. Okay. So we either need green candle and then it just stay green and go straight up to the next one, or green red that don't close below, then flip green, take us higher. All right. But me personally, I think we're gonna be going turning green Monday as well on gold. All right. I think that's it with the futures. Honestly, y'all, we could go over some stocks. I do got a little time to spare. Let me see. Let's look at some of the earning stocks. Look at some of these earning stocks, cause I do got a little time to spare. So first earnings. Let's see. What was the first one? Monday. We said nothing Monday. Klarna. Let's go look at Klarna. I don't know what they symbol is. We're just gonna type. Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to exit that. Dang on it. I meant to just move it. Hopefully it don't make this stuff lag now when I try to reopen it. Hopefully it don't make it lag. Okay, it didn't lag. Alright, let's go to Klarna. Let me see, what was Klarna? I don't even know what their thing is. But I do have them, I believe. Dang, I thought that ain't how you spell Klarna. Oh, I'm on indices. Oh, I thought I had them. Oh, it's probably just not on my red list. I could have sworn I had Klarna somewhere. It's somewhere on my chart somewhere. Looking at Klarna, let's go to that weekly. Oh my goodness. This is what I was honestly, y'all. This is what I was looking for. I was like, man, I think Klarna should be going down. Like honestly, a lot of people ain't paying they dang payments, credit cards, none of that stuff, man. I honestly, this should have been an easy, no-brainer trade months ago. Honestly, this would have been an easy swing trade. Like it should have been an easy swing trade to the downside. Cause like I said, ain't nobody paying none of that stuff, man. uh, honestly, this is where we should have got in them short. Right here, after that first red week on Monday, October 27th, short should have been right on our minds to come back to them lows. Honestly, like I'm saying, bro, ain't nobody been paying none of that stuff. People ain't got money to pay it. I know their businesses are suffering from that. Um, yeah, I really don't expect good earnings, to be honest. Unless they somehow, I don't even know, cause I know like with stores and stuff, they close certain stores to help boost their revenue and stuff like that. Or Klarna, I mean, do they got stores? I know they got headquarters, but um, unless they did like a partnership during that last quarter. But I'm doing all that talking. Let's look at the weekly. Clearly the weekly is a downtrend. Um, honestly, you just gotta continue to follow downtrend. We closed below, finally closed below that low. So we really should see it coming back down to this 33, 33. It's just, hey, can it close below there to keep flushing? So I'm short. Short on Klarna. Um, looking at the daily now. So we're gonna mark it up. We got lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right, so we're gonna mark out this lower high. So this can't be low, but we're gonna follow the downtrend. Can't be lower. Target is what? This low right here. Glad to see that it's a green candle, because now that's telling us, hey, we might be getting our pullback right now, and we can get some better entries instead of it just keep flushing. So we probably can see it come up, and then we can grab them shorts, take it back down. Okay. Let's look for potential fair value gaps. We already got a big, huge one right here. Big, huge gap. All right, so I can see it coming up and making other gaps and then dropping. Got this gap that kind of overlap. We ain't gonna mark that. Don't really got nothing else to use. So we only got this one. We only got this one gap to use, honestly. We probably gonna have to just trade based off market structure. So it made that lower high, lower low. Pretty much we just waiting on the market to come up. First red candle we get, take a short, stop loss at that high. Take it back down. So honestly, Klarna easy. Soon we see our first red, take a short. Honestly. Easy peasy on Klarna. Let's add this to the actual watch list though. The red one. Okay. Next. Klarna actually look like an easy trade. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. It don't even seem hard. Unless somehow the earnings surprise me out of nowhere. But Klarna don't seem hard. Um look at Target. Go look at Target. I know I got Target over here. That's how I took it off. Here it is right here. Alright, Target. Look at Target weekly. Remove some of this stuff. Okay. Target. Weekly. Red candle telling us it's making lows. But it did make a higher high right here. So it kind of tricky. Made that higher high right there. But if we looking at overall though, it made lower low, lower high, lower low. So technically on that weekly, this is that main level there that it ain't supposed to be to keep the downtrend. That's on the weekly. Overall structure. Right now it is getting this slight pullback. And market structure shift a little bit. So it is in a little tricky spot. Cause like I said, it made that lower low right here. Made that lower low, made this high. We really want to just see it just straight dump, honestly. We don't even want it to come up. Honestly, don't even want to see no green. We just want to see it just go straight back down to the lows. To be honest. Looking at the weekly. Let's go to the daily though, because that's more like what we're gonna be trading. Daily. Daily, it made that lower low. Then it immediately switched to an uptrend. Right after it made that lower low, it switched straight to an uptrend. But right here we broke that uptrend. Okay. So once we broke that uptrend, this is that level that I don't want to see it go past no more. 98.25 if I want to be short. Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Boom, switch, broke that downtrend. Not a complete uptrend yet until it take this high here. But it did make a higher high. So honestly, what I'm looking for on target, if we can make a lower low and close below it, then I'm ready to take a short. So, right here. Let me turn this green. Green. All I need to do is see is just start switching to a downtrend. So we made higher high. Made that higher high. Honestly, I think if it can close below this one, it's good enough. We can get it close below 88. The 88.80. It should be good enough for them to go short. Yes, it could possibly bounce here at 87. I don't see it. I see it. Once it closes below there, I can see it just coming straight down to 84. Let's mark out fair value gaps. Like I said, don't really want to see it coming back up here. Really don't want to see that. So we're going to look for that trade in between these ranges here. So we got gap here. We can see break and retest of. We got this gap here. And I'm going to change this to white because this is just what I want to see it close below. These are the targets here though. These two green. Well, actually not even that green. We just, because like I said, if it closes below here, I honestly think it's just going to come straight down to 84. So, let's delete that so it can clear it up some more for y'all. I think that's all the all the gaps in between here and here. Yeah, I think that's it. So honestly, we just broke out. If we get a retest, because we haven't had a green candle yet, but if we get a retest, I would like to see the short come right here at 90, 95, take it all the way down. If we get the retest, like I said, might can just see it just come straight down. All right. And then let's look at Nvidia. Then we're gonna call it tonight. Nvidia weekly. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly red candle. Weekly is in the uptrend. We got higher high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high again. Potentially another higher low. We just can't go below 76, 76. Can't go below there. All right. On that weekly. Gotta go take this target high out though. Keep the uptrend going. Let's go to that daily. Okay. Honestly, this was a nice, easy trade. I ain't even gonna lie. Friday, you could have gotten them loans pretty nicely since it was that close to that can't be level. I need to change this to red. There we go. All right. So we got can't beat target and our target level. Can't beat level 176.76, target level 212.19. Look for long opportunities in between the two. I mean, I see these gaps, but I was trying to see if I seen bigger gaps. Got that gap. Look for the highest gap. Got this gap all the way up here. Of course, we got this big, huge gap that we're sitting in. Big, huge gap right here. We're literally sitting inside it. I do expect us to come to the other side, so I definitely expect us to go to 94. Honestly, the best trade is once we break 94, retest, go long. That's it. Like we said, it could consolidate, kind of like what's buying them too. So we got to make sure it can break out these ranges. We don't want to see consolidation, because once it made this green, we should have expected what? It should have been going straight to them highs, but it didn't. It ended up coming back down. So be on the lookout for that consolidation, okay? Be on the lookout of consolidation, but we like the loans on the video. All right, y'all, that's it. We're going to call it for the night.